The tourism industry has suffered a great deal since the attacks of September 11th, and few places have been harder hit than travel destinations in the Middle East. Julie Chen is there this morning, just outside Cairo, Egypt, at the base of the Sphinx. Julie, good morning.
Good morning, Jane, or I should really say good afternoon, because it is 2:10 Wednesday afternoon here in Giza. Normally, this time of day, the pyramids would be pouring over with tourists, but since the events of September 11th, tourism has been hit so hard here that's dropped off by at least 60%. And although tour operators still consider this the jewel of the Nile, Americans just don't want to see it, at least not now.
It looks just as you think it would. Tourists from all over the world streaming in to stare at one of the world's top attractions, all in its dusty, crumbling glory. The only thing missing, the endless busloads of American tourists. Bill and Nancy Petty are watching their Egyptian tour business evaporate.
We're off by about 70% right now.
It just looks like there's nobody here, because normally this area here is just packed with people.
But there's no shortage of security. At the pyramids, police are everywhere, and at the Egyptian Museum, visitors undergo the same type of screening as they would at an airport. Egypt has learned to live with the constant threat of terrorism.
And you have to keep in mind that Egypt kind of went through their version of September 11th back in 1997 with the massacre at the temple in Luxor.
In November 1997, a terrorist attack at Luxor left dozens of foreign tourists dead. It crippled the tourism industry.
Well, after the Luxor massacre in '97, the State Department actually came out with an advisory not to travel to certain parts of Egypt.
Business was expected to get back to normal this year, but the events of September 11th changed that.
This year, the State Department has not made recommendations. The embassy in Egypt has said there are no credible threats against Americans in Egypt at all.
And yet, since September 11th, has anyone called to book a tour with your company?
Not that I know of, no.
Since Luxor, Egyptian tourist attractions became like armed fortresses. Security more than doubled. And for the few Americans who still come here, it's hard not to notice.
We checked stuff, the State Department and things, but I don't think we were ever seriously considering not coming.
And what do you tell people who call up and tell you they are having reservations about traveling to this part of the world?
It's a real problem, because I can't ever stand up anywhere in the world and say Egypt is safe. Because you can't say that about America or any place else. But they have to make up their own mind.
This country has learned through their own experience with terrorism just how devastating it can be to their economy, and now they are suffering again because of what happened September 11th, thousands and thousands of miles away. Jane?
Still a beautiful sight. Julie Chen at the base of the Sphinx. Julie, thank you.